Y'all, it's me, Rochelle, with segment 3 of M3THREE. This one's title is Growing Up with Alzheimer's. I remember a lot from the accident that affected my dad's brain, but that's a different story for a different segment. Anyways, it was a car wreck that was severe. Turns out Dad had Alzheimer's since then. He wasn't diagnosed until 9 years later, possibly closer to 10. My memory is a little fuzzy on ages and years. A little fun fact, I'm writing in purple ink because that's the national color for Alzheimer's awareness. See, purple. And it's also my mom's favorite color. Shout out, Mom. Okay, so anywho, there were signs, which I'll dive into in a bit. But he covered his tracks well. He started taking a mixture of vitamins and drinking 100% blueberry juice to enhance his memory. We thought he was just being, well, extra, though that term wasn't around then, lol. Didn't think much then of it. It became the new normal. So he started, taking a whole bunch of supplements that enhanced memory, like ginseng, and there was some fish oil that he took. I can't remember everything, but he really got big on anything that would enhance your memory. Then after 9/11 happened, he got overly paranoid. Things got rough. He wouldn't let me go anywhere except church, but I usually couldn't do away youth trips. He got overprotective. It ended in me being socially awkward and rebelling quite a bit and often. It got to the point Mom would sit in parking lots waiting for me at a church or the local skating rink. She would do that so I could have some sort of social life. The 2 years I homeschooled was, some to say the least, interesting years. But this isn't all my story. This one is for Dad. Anyways, let me just add, Mom was an angel for doing that for me. Kudos, Mom. Thank you. I love you. Okay. So these are all things he did before the official diagnosis, but we didn't put all the drastic changes together until later. I thought he was changing his ways. He was also obsessed with the world news after 9/11. So yeah, childhood, rough. But in spite of all that, I now know he still did what he did out of love and concern. But because of the Alzheimer's, he went about it in off manners or mannerisms. I was 8 or 7 when the wreck happened. After that, he slept a lot, then went back to work. About a year after the wreck, he went back to work. Or a year after he retired, he went back to work. But who could blame him for sleeping off his pain? Again, thought nothing of it, and things started really worsening at age 13 for me. It was a bumpy time. The paranoia was really bad around then, so teenage years were bumpy, but he did what he thought was right. So I was 17 when we got the diagnosis for him. I was away in South Texas in CPS. By the way, I was in CPS by my actions. There was no physical abuse or drug abuse. I was out of control rebelling against my parents. Anyways, I was at a treatment center when Mom got the process started of getting a diagnosis for Dad. So at some point, Mom found papers of stories Dad had written about people he was seeing. Excuse me. These were dated for years before she found them, which he hid those from us as well. But our best interests were always at heart. Plus, poor Dad must have been freaking out. He was aware he was seeing things that weren't there. That's scary, for real. I can't blame him for becoming the way he did with all the events happening that he was going through. My dad was always a good man, and I love him dearly, but we didn't always see eye to eye. The world changed, and he was changing, and it was just a lot on me, and I was changing. It was scary for me, but I did get a different side of Dad than my siblings saw. There's a story I have. A friend of mine was living with us. I was 17 and just earned my way back home from CBS. Dad took a stick and tied a white cloth around it and took it outside to wave around and surrender. He saw army soldiers in the backyard. My friend called us and asked what he was doing. As we figured out what he was up to, we just started laughing. My friend was like, "It's okay to laugh?" And honestly, we didn't know how to answer that. But we had come to accept the side effects of Alzheimer's, and we laughed it off, even though it really scared us too. We learned to laugh, and that's okay, better than getting angry and bitter. Which, through counseling, I learned I was very angry and bitter. I didn't learn this till after he passed away. I was 20 when he passed on, but through working that out, I accepted that he did it all with love and didn't mean any harm. So everything I've stated is just me stating what happened. So, Alzheimer's. Growing up with Alzheimer's, it was definitely a rough patch, and I wish we had known sooner, and maybe I wouldn't have felt the way I did about my dad, because I held a lot of things against him for a really long time, and I thought I had let all that go. And then after he passed away, I got really bitter about everything that happened and transpired while I was a teenager. And I got angry about it all again. And it was very frustrating to get over something I thought I was over. So I thought I had already gotten over it and done all this. But turns out I had a lot of emotional baggage to work through. But I've gotten past it now, and I love my dad dearly, and even though he was trying at times, I still love the version that I got of him, because I know he always acted in love and fear for our safety and stuff. So, I really appreciate his efforts. But that doesn't take away how difficult it was growing up with all these side effects and not knowing what was going on. What happened is what happened. And I don't hold any resentment, but sometimes you have to state a story and the facts that happen. Well, anyways, today is May the 13th, and that is all of segment 3 of M3THREE with me, Rochelle. Oh, and real quick, I just have to show off my cute little earrings that I got from Wish. So, they're cats. Super cute. Well, anyways, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share if you please. Thank you.